Hello, hello. Welcome back once more to Destiny, The Rise of Iron.
I'm Iron, and I've just woken up. Hi.
The freshly risen Iron. So hey, you may notice we're starting off with a quest prompt. So, I believe it was actually last update we ran into an item that dropped that started an exotic quest line. And this is actually going to continue said quest line.
Banshee knows.
Banshee knows.
What does Banshee know?
He knows how to reconstruct the Nova Mortis.
Oh, that's alright then.
Which is a weapon we've actually seen in the LP, but now we're actually seeing how to unlock it. And I couldn't show this until this point because, you know, spoilers for Rise of Iron and whatever.
Mm-hmm. See, I thought he knew about the dead bodies in my basement, so, you know, I'm glad that, you know, that's going to stay a secret.
Yeah, no. Even if he did know, he'd probably forget, let's be honest.
Banshee's got my back. He would have forgotten anyway, so...
Yeah.
That'll work.
So, first step on this quest is to kill a lot of things with a lot of void. And, I have the perfect place to do such a thing. Do you remember that time we woke the hive?
No.
Well, we're gonna do it again. And again, and again. And maybe again.
As you do.
Oh, yes. So, like I said, it's killing a lot of enemies with void damage, so I'm swapping over all of my stuff to as much void as I can manage.
His last known coordinates are up ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, it was a bit confusing when you would mouse, like, looking over Sunbreaker, and then, yeah, then you changed to Void. So I was like, okay, that makes sense now. Sentinel.
Yeah. Defender.
Woken the hive.
We've woken the hive.
Defender.
So, like I said, lots of void kills. This is my farm spot that I chose, and I'm not going to show you all of the farm because why would I do that?
Yeah, that's not fun.
But yeah, this is where I farmed. I woke the hive several times in a row. It would be going faster if I had remembered to swap that sword you see in the lower left to that machine gun I had, which was void. But you know.
Tut tut. Is your handgun void?
Yes.
Oh, yep, I see it now.
Yep. So, really, you can do this however you feel like. But I was in a rush. I wanted to continue this quest line, and I knew this was like the place with the most like concentrated enemies. So, in case you wanted to play this for yourself and you were wondering how to farm things quickly, there you go. If you need a lot of enemy kills, just wake the hive.
I'm picking up.
They're not doing anything anyway. Why do you think they're asleep? Lazy bastards.
Yeah, and the mission, which I had previously been forgetting, is actually called The Dark Beyond. The first one on the moon. You can't miss it. Anyway, that's done.
As opposed to the Dark Below.
Yes.
The Dark Beyond the Below.
What can I do for you, Titan?
Or is it The Dark Below the Beyond?
Some things no man can answer.
What do you need?
So, like I said, that's done. Next step is actually going to bring us into one of the updated strikes for Rise of Iron. So, Rise of Iron did something a little differently. Instead of adding a whole slew of new strikes, it added like one new strike and then reorganized several of the already existing ones. And today's update is
Splicers spotted in and around the helmet.
Go ahead.
Today's update is going to be bringing us into the updated
Down there.
summoning pit.
Any more fodder for their twisted experiments.
I was gonna say, can I just say your amount of glimmer was great?
I actually didn't see it.
It was 6666.
Nice.
Aesthetically pleasing.
So yeah, this is the summoning pits, except everything is different because Siva is now in the fold, and we're
Goddamn
now
Siva.
in. And now it's called the Abomination Heist because you know, the fallen splicers are still trying to fuck with the hive something fierce.
Yeah, I think the Siva just wants to fuck with everything.
Well, the Siva doesn't care, but the fallen seem just hive all the time.
Yeah, they
You'd
have a
think they'd
weird
go
obsession with a hive.
You'd think they'd go after the Vex or something, but no. Gotta get that hive.
Maybe they
Gotta
just
get
want the
them hives.
ogres. The ogres are pretty strong.
Yeah. I mean, not a bad choice. But why go for something as petty as eye lasers when you could have literal time traveling machinery augmented with Siva?
Because then that would just break everything. I also hope everyone's been paying attention. The further we get into the game, the later we get into the expansions, the more chance we have of having a buddy.
Actually, this is actually one of my friends who's actually been a part of the LP before. This is Amethyr, who joined me and Lazyfire for the Vault of Glass.
See, the more chance we have of having a friend.
Yeah.
As I said.
Every single time.
So the strike operates more or less the same way, just with added bonuses, we'll call them, like these traps, and with different kind of enemy composition. This one is interesting in that it's a random choice whether you fight Hive in this section or if you fight Splicers. This time I got Hive.
So I'd just like to say, it's a nice touch that the chain is moving.
Yeah.
Because you killed it last time. And it's back.
It's back. But yeah, I did have a failed recording where I was trying to do this solo. And at the time, I couldn't really because I wasn't quite powerful enough to do so. So that's why I had to enlist Amethyr's help. But during that failed recording, I was fighting Splicers. If I was thinking about it, I could have like edited it in or something. Maybe I still can. Post editing.
Everyone will be really fascinated by that.
Yes. This is a semi-completionist LP after all. Semi-completionist.
Yes.
Despite the fact that we've skipped like a raid already.
We've skipped a whole bunch of bounties and everything like that because there's just too much to show off.
Well, we skipped the bounties because they regenerate every day, so it's just not
events.
Worth keeping up with. And public events, we've shown the most pertinent ones, and patrols and all that sort of thing. We showed it once. You got the gist.
Yeah, as I said, there's too much to show off. If we were to show absolutely everything, we'd be here for another 6 years.
Yeah.
Let's just say there's a lot of exotics that exist.
Oh yes. And a lot of them are random, just random drops. Not all of the exotics in Destiny 1 are achievable through quests, though there's a good chunk of them that are.
Some of them you can only get from Xur's random appearances.
Yes,
Well, I shouldn't
don't know
say
if I've
only, it just increases your chances, because then you don't have to wait for it to randomly drop.
yeah. And I'm not sure if I've actually shown Xur during a video. I'll have to do that at some point.
See, I did that for you guys. Python would have forgot if I didn't remind him.
It happens. Things slip my mind. Big game. Very, very big game.
Game is big. And
another
us
husk of the
two idiots are doing Destiny 2.
That's slightly less big at this point. Though the longer this drags on, the longer that's going to be.
There are a lot more exotics.
Watch your feet. There are traps everywhere.
I mean, 90% of them are just recycled from this game, but there are some new ones which require some intense questing to get.
I don't think it's quite 90%. There's quite a number of them though. Yeah.
Well, I should say the same but different.
Yeah, I know we've mentioned Hard Light like a couple of videos ago, but that was an early exotic for Destiny 2 that was the most notable change.
Yes, and it got changed even more recently.
Did it? I honestly can't remember.
Yeah, so the perk of it having different elements that could be interchanged. You had to navigate the menu to do that, and then they changed it so you could hold the reload button to change on the fly.
Yeah. Which is a good change. I like it.
Yeah. As long as you remember that's how you change it, and you don't struggle and go, wait, how do I change this? Which I have totally never done.
Of course not.
We're going to have to find another way.
I don't care if you have to hitch a ride on a tomb ship, Guardian. I need you in those summoning pits.
Hitch a ride on a tomb ship, you say?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Is that our idea here? Our grand...
That's our scheme. So the path to the left where we'd normally go for the summoning pits is blocked off. I can't remember by what, and I don't think I looked at it. But it's blocked off, so we have to find an alternate way. And would you look at that tomb ship just sitting there?
Oh, how
It's
convenient.
like they know. Yeah, it's like they know. Really, the Hive just want to be our pals. Also,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave Amethyr behind right here. He's off being a Stormmancer, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna be on the ship now. Have fun.
Until a wizard kills you, I guess. How did you miss that?
I don't know. So, this is actually kind of a callback to a raid mechanic we never saw in King's Fall, which we'll get to that at some point. But there's a section in King's Fall that does something fairly similar, except more involved.
So you might not see me in some future videos, and there is a reason for that, which is that everything in Rise of Iron is gear level locked.
Splicer signatures. They're already
And I'm like, I don't know, 40 to 80 light level off being able to do most content. So I just haven't taken the time to grind that up yet.
Well, I mean, there's that, and the fact that most of these videos were recorded probably close to a year ago now.
Shh, you're spoiling the stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever else.
So
You're
hey,
taking them out of the video.
it's not the first time, probably won't be the last. Anyway, we're back to fighting this huge asshole again. Except it's not Fogoth, it's just a Hive abomination.
I mean, it makes sense. We've already killed Fogoth.
Yeah. And now there's a bunch of splicers in the arena, and it's all a mess. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna die several times in this fight. Like, an embarrassing
Right
amount of
now?
times, like, no. Well, I don't think so. Actually, yeah, you're right. Right now.
Wow, sniped.
Yeah.
Now you can
So,
see why I said they want to get ogres.
Yeah. Between the Thrall and all of the splicers just constantly hammering at you, this fight can get a little more hairy than Fogoth's in the first iteration of it.
Yeah, that was mostly just waves of enemies. I guess here
Okay,
you
then.
have like the benefit of the hive and splicers attacking each other sometimes, but yeah, it seems like a giant mess.
It is. And then there's knights hanging out on the platforms above.
Ah, good old-fashioned knights. What a song. It's like listening to Daft Punk.
Yeah, some of the background music in the game is pretty nice. Again, I think the most memorable of the songs in Destiny would probably be the last array. Way back in our time in the Cosmodrome, the first time around.
Ah, yes. Good job getting trapped there, buddy.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, you got
That's
Thrall
just-
exploded too.
Oh yes, that's the true danger.
Yeah, Thrall exploders suck.
You know, it's even better when you can actually hear them and you still can't do anything about it.
They're the silent killers.
Especially if you're not actually listening to the game audio. I hear that's quite the problem.
I mean, they're pretty quiet in the first place, to be honest with you.
You can kind of pick them out. It's a kind of high pitched sound, and I have no idea what I'm doing here. By the way, I'm just kind of tracking through my quests for no particular reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them, and I'm not showing off most of them.
Yeah. I'll get to the point where your quest log is just absolutely filled with quests.
I mean, several of these are actually Crucible stuff that I was likely not going to show off in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like PvP, then...
Yeah, it's alright though.
I think that ogre likes you.
Yeah, you know, you might be onto something there.
And the knights, too.
Oh, the knights love me. They love to just rain down fire on my face at every possible moment. As it turns out, though, Amethir had a really good idea that I just kind of took wholesale, which is to come down here and fight instead.
That seems to be working.
Yeah. There we go. Sleeper Simulant fixes all of your problems. Except for knights firing from above.
Damn knights with their explosive shots.
So yeah, starting with Rise of Iron, they give you skeleton keys after strikes, and you can use them on the chest that spawns in the strike and get things.
Hey, you got a pocket watch.
Yeah, it's an artifact.
Something you can hand into, what's his name? Oh, okay. Goes in place of your, well, depending on what character you are. Whether you're a Titan or whatever.
Yeah. In D2. In D1, they did a lot of kind of exploring with the idea of what to put there.
Yeah, because
Like,
Warlocks have their bonds, Titans have their marks, and Hunters have their cloaks.
Well, they still have those things, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah. Next time is going to be another redone original strike. And I think it's time we paid another visit to Sepix.
Yes.